Welcome to Who Put This On, Season 3, Episode 36, where we watch Temptation Island, Season 1, Episode 1. I'm Chris Lorenz.
This is Annabeth.
Hey, this is James.
I'm Harrison Hoffman.
Maxi Max.
Welcome back to Premiere Month.
It's rolling.
It's rolling. We're doing a little something different today.
Unconventional.
For the pod.
Unorthodox.
We've watched 10 minutes of this show. And there's some, well, let's get Harrison, bring us up to date on what the show is.
Temptation Island follows 4 dating couples at a pivotal time in their relationship where they must decide mutually if they are ready to commit to one another for the rest of their lives or should go their separate ways. Together, the couples travel to the tropical paradise of Maui, Hawaii, where they join 24 eligible men and women. There, they live the single life in a test that is meant to help answer their most difficult questions about their relationship. That's Temptation Island on USA.
All right, so we're 10 minutes in. They just got to this island.
What
They
the hell is the show?
introduced 4 couples. And what the show is these 4 couples are going to be tempted by singles to cheat.
Oh, yeah, they are.
So we're here to discuss whether we think they're going to cheat before we get to the rest of even this episode.
Right.
That is what
Bold
we're going to
prediction
do for the
segment.
next couple minutes, 10 minutes. We're going to get some predictions set up.
So-
We're gonna write some of it down.
So are we trying to decide who's going to cheat or who's going to not be together at the end of the show?
I just want status by end of show.
I think that I kind of want both.
I think hot takes.
Hot
Okay.
takes are
Okay.
allowed.
All we've seen so far is just a little intro clip, a little package on each of these couples. I think we should just do hot takes.
Let's do it.
All right.
You
so,
want
so we got Evan
couple
and
one?
Casey.
Oh my
as
God.
Couple number 1.
Oh, big
Can you
time.
scroll up a little bit? That guy's head is cut off.
This guy
It's
is
just a weird photo with his shirt open and chest exposed.
this guy
there
is
we go.
very tall. Let me
very
tell
tall.
you a bit about Evan. His dad cheated on his mom, and then his dad was murdered by the woman he was cheating with.
By the-
No, by her
No.
husband.
Yeah, either way.
By her real man.
Fucking unbelievable intro to this guy.
It's got to be one of the wildest backstories we've actually had, like,
Oh, yeah.
significantly.
Incredible.
All right, guys. Minutia.
That's
No,
not
but
minutia.
but I think
It
it's
teased up this couple.
context. It's definitely context.
This is
for
like
what our
his origin
predictions are,
story.
because this is all we know about.
We
him.
don't know a lot about the other couples, so
This is his Uncle Ben. This is the pivotal moment of his life.
It's fair. So,
Okay.
long story short, Casey wants Evan to propose, and they're living together, in quote, living in sin because their parents are not okay with them shacking up, as you would call it. And Evan has not because of this backstory, and so he really wants to be ready. And that's the most
his
important
deep,
thing, I think.
deep baggage.
Right. So what do we think?
Not gonna propose. Definitely not.
I think they'll break up. I think that Casey might be the first person to cheat. I'm gonna go with that. Not the first person to cheat between these two.
Oh, man.
Oh, wait, just of these two. I'm going to go ahead on a limb here and say they're not going to make it, and Casey is going to be the first one to cheat out of all of them. Like, on the show, she's going for it. There is, quote, a million other guys that would love to marry her, was her words, and I think that she is going on the show to, like, find somebody else.
Yeah, I think these two, I think this is like the shortest fuse of any of these 4 couples. I think they're going to blow up immediately as soon as he speaks to a woman.
I couldn't disagree more.
Really?
I mean, I don't think any of these are long-term relationships, but like compared to the other ones, these ones are fine.
Well,
They don't
this
hate each
one-
other.
This one seems dicey because like you can tell that she is so bitter and
Oh, yeah,
resentful, and
that's
like
true.
she has definitely decided that they're going on the show for a reason, and I think she's looking for like anything.
So that's kind of one of the key points here. Like, who in all these couples has like decided to go on the show, or have they like jointly decided? Like how do you end up on this show? I just can't.
How do you bring it up to your partner? Hey, I want to go on this TV show where we both potentially sleep with people.
It's just, I mean, like, you know, every couple does the relationship test.
Well,
right.
Where
And
you go to
Max,
Maui.
how much do you want to be a social media influencer? Because we can
so
go on
much.
the show and be a social media influencer.
You know, sure, yeah.
That's
Anyway,
what I like to predict about all reality show contestants is that they want to be social media influencers and they go in these shows to be that.
But some of these though are like at the cost of their 8-year-long relationship.
Well,
Okay,
all right.
so let's get it on the paper. Evan and Casey, will they be together at the end of the show?
No.
Chris?
I said Casey was going to cheat.
So that's a no.
Let's go with no. I'm going to go with no. I might regret that one.
Okay.
I think they're gonna be. Oh fuck! Like I definitely think Casey's gonna cheat. However, they might end up together at the end of the show. Like I don't know.
We need a yes or a no.
You need a yes or no together at the end. Okay.
Together at the end of the show.
I'm gonna say yes.
Okay.
Not together at the end of the show.
Max, Evan and Casey, together at the end of the show. All right.
I'm writing it down.
How long
All right.
were they together? How
8
long?
years.
They're the 8 years.
It's a long-term relationship.
Maybe they will. I could see them
That's
staying
like a
together.
common law
I
marriage
can see, I
already.
think they're going to do terrible stuff on this show, but I could see them staying together
Yeah.
just because of the time.
That's where I'm going with it.
All right. While
Okay.
Chris is writing it down, Javen and Cherie, that's my best guess.
Yeah.
Anybody want to take this one, or I can do it?
You do it.
All we really know about this relationship is Javen cheated. They've been dating for like 9 years or something crazy.
Oh, no. I thought this
This
was
is the
pretty
one
short.
that they've been dating forever. I thought.
Yeah, no, they've been dating forever.
Since high
It
school.
was this one.
Yeah.
You're
Like
right.
since 16, they are the.
Yeah,
this
yeah,
is
yeah.
the only relationship they've ever been in.
They
They
they're
started
25
dating
now?
in
Yeah.
high school, and they're now
high
25.
school sweethearts met at 16 years
Yeah.
old.
Right.
He cheated on her, and they're still together, and he doesn't want anybody to touch her butt. That's all we really know.
They're both in phenomenal shape.
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Like they definitely hit the gym.
They'd
all
be
of
very
these-
good influencers.
All of these people are pretty in shape.
I think there's
Yeah.
two couples that are in
I
way
could
better shape.
Yeah. There's levels, but like
Right.
looking at everyone in this room,
Yeah, yeah.
everyone is better in shape than
Oh,
we are.
man.
Which-
judgment?
Oh. Which two
Sick
couples
burn.
do you?
Sick self-burn.
All right.
Look, I'm just not sitting in the gym for 3 hours trying to be on this show to be on a beach.
Do we have anything more we want to say about this couple, or should we take the bets?
I think
Uh,
Javen is going to be very protective of Sherry.
Okay.
but I think he's going to get tempted.
Yeah, I think he might be
absolute-
tempted.
I think he's going to cheat on her.
Oh yeah.
I think the show I think they're on the show to sleep with other people and then confirm that they want to be together.
Interesting.
I think that's why they're in on it.
I
Because they
think
want to
that-
like test the waters. They've only ever been with each other. They want to get married, but they're like, well, we don't want to just rush into it. Let's like make sure we really want to be with each other. So let's see what else is going on.
But I don't think she
I-
wants him to sleep. I don't think she wants him to sleep with anyone.
That's fair. Yeah.
I think she wants him to prove that he won't cheat on her again. I don't think they're here to date other people.
I think she wants him to cheat so she has an excuse so that she can go. She can get
That's-
it. You know, she can do whatever
yeah.
she wants.
Maybe.
I think these guys are going to end up together. I'm gonna go with it
Okay.
at the end. I'm saying
really?
yes.
I don't know, man. This
I
one
think there's going to be some
seems-
trials and
dicey.
tribulations, but I think it's
This one
going to work
seems
out.
very tenuous to me.
All right. Let's take the official vote. Annabeth, together? Yes or no?
Ooh. I think he's going to cheat on her. I think she's going to eventually forgive him. So I'm going to say together.
Okay. Chris.
I'm gonna go with no again, Bob.
Okay.
No.
I already said yes.
Yeah, I don't think that they're going to end up together either. I think that this is going down a rough path here.
I'm gonna say no.
Okay.
John and
Sometimes,
Katie.
sometimes you just got to believe in love.
This isn't The Bachelor, okay?
Yeah.
True.
I mean, we need to get into that, but we'll get back
Well, what
to
I
it.
This is
believe-
the opposite of The Bachelor.
I want to see if these singles fall in love.
Yeah.
That's what I'm about. Anyway, next
Wrong
couple.
show.
Chris,
Wrong
can you
show.
go ahead and click on John and Katie? I know they're from
this
Texas.
is
Fort
a good-
Worth, Texas.
Fort
This
Worth,
is
Texas.
the one.
The first thing John says is Katie questions my masculinity multiple times a week.
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough.
And they
And
met
then- but
on
like,
Bumble.
Oh yeah,
She's
that's
going
this
on and
couple.
on about that she wants like a quote Southern gentleman, but then
An alpha male.
also wants an alpha male. But then this guy says that he's a humble guy, and so that's not what she's looking for. The only thing that I can surmise for this is that she wants a Southern frat bro.
Oh yeah, no doubt.
Yeah,
Right?
she-
Like, am I alone
wants,
in this?
She wants a douchebag.
She
Okay.
wants the popped collar guy from Floribama.
Yeah.
Right. Cody.
Cody.
Oh, man.
Katie and Cody.
Oh, Katie and Cody. Oh, yes. Tweet at them.
Crossover.
I don't know what else to describe. They like shooting stuff.
Yeah.
They're both white. I don't know. They live in Texas.
I find it racist
Yeah.
live
that
together.
you mentioned these people were white, but you didn't mention the race of the last couple.
Sure. I don't know. There's just two white people on the screen.
Chris, how do I put it? These guys are very white.
They
are
look very
Yeah.
Texas.
I'm just gotta call it out as I see it.
Yeah,
know what to say about them.
the guy seems like a sweetheart. Not a mean bone in his body. I
We're
could be
gonna
wrong.
see.
This-
We're gonna see that heart break into a
Yeah,
thousand.
this
pieces.
guy does not want to be on the show at all.
Oh,
No way.
He is being dragged into this show by
Oh, yeah.
Katie.
I was gonna say I could see it almost being the other way.
No, dude.
Dude, what if he's like, I don't know, like what if he's like, I don't know, maybe we'll just see how it is, test the relationship.
Oh, this doesn't seem like his jam.
No, have you heard how
No,
he's
that's
talking
true.
about it?
He's a
like,
gentle boy.
Yeah.
He's a soft, gentle boy, and
Yeah.
he wants to be on that ranch. He does
True.
not want to be on Temptation Island.
He definitely doesn't want to be on Temptation
Look at
Island.
him. Look at that face. Everyone else
He's
is
He's
like
the
the
only one
only-
not smiling
He
in
looks
his
so
profile.
sad in that
he
photo.
looks grim. He
Yeah.
knows
Yeah.
he's going into hell.
Meanwhile, Katie is pumped
oh yeah,
in his profile shot.
she has smoldering eyes.
All right,
Predictions?
What do we
Okay,
think?
Not a chance in the world.
I'm gonna go with no Bob.
Also, no, they're not making it.
I can't believe I'm going 3 for 3 on no because I cannot imagine that all three of these couples are not going to be together. But I really don't think this couple's going to be like this is I'm more confident in this one than the last one.
Yeah. Oh, does Max believe in love?
She doesn't seem that mean.
Yet.
I'm gonna go with yeah. Fuck it, they'll be together.
Oh,
Wow.
okay.
You don't know what those margaritas are going to bring out in her.
That's true.
Okay, last couple.
are they gonna have redneck margaritas?
I hope they have a swim up bar
Ooh, they gotta.
All right.
All
with
right.
redneck margaritas.
Last
Carl
couple, Carl and
and
Nicole,
Nicole.
Chicago, Illinois. How they met? The gym.
Oh, yeah, this
Oh
is
my
definitely
God.
team workout. Team
Yeah.
lives in the gym.
One thing that was interesting about how they queued up this couple is they were talking about how she had a boyfriend when they met, and it wasn't explicitly said, but it's sort of implied that she cheated on him to get with Carl.
Yeah,
That
that's,
was what I read,
that's what it sounded like.
right?
Oh,
Which
sure.
is a bad sign.
Carl picked her up at the gym. He described it as he saw this girl and she was really hot. So
And she loves fitness.
and she loves fitness, so he decided to try and pick her up. That's about
Yeah.
Deep.
yeah.
And she's worried that he's gonna meet an older woman.
Is this the shortest relationship of the couples?
I think.
2.5
think
years?
so.
Yeah.
I think so.
So shortest one.
And yeah, so he's like 6 years older, so she's worried about age difference.
Oh, that's right. He's 31 and she is 25.
Yeah.
And I think she said something along the lines that she's worried that he's going to like connect better with somebody else like
Yeah.
the similar
a more
age.
mature lady.
Right.
But
So
they
do you
did
think
have
she
those
pulled him on the show?
matching ripped jeans, which spoke well of them. So a lot of pros and cons for this couple.
This guy reminds me of Josiah, who's on the challenge, and that makes me think
Oh.
he's a little gay. But
James, can you tell us the race of this couple?
I don't know on this one. He's darker skinned, non-white, but could be half and half. I don't know. I really don't know where he's
unlike
from.
the emoji skin tone scale.
It's the race speculation corner. I don't like
I don't know
that.
why
I
you're
don't like
trying to
this
paint
corner.
me to saying something dangerous here. I also have no idea what race she is, but she is lighter skinned. But I couldn't tell you. Like I couldn't tell you where she's from.
Two gorgeous aliens.
Does it say in their bios where they're from? Where do they live?
Chicago, Illinois.
It's unhelpful.
I'm sorry.
We're going down a tough rabbit hole now.
All right.
All
right.
Let's dig our
Predictions.
way out of the racism hole.
So
Okay.
let's go to our predictions.
Oh yeah.
I'm gonna say definitely not.
Chris.
No, Bob. No.
Okay.
I think this one's close. I think they're definitely gonna do some messing around. Okay, I'll say they're not gonna make it.
I don't know. I got a good feeling about this couple. I think they might make it.
I think they're just gonna pull like a couple more people into this couple.
Oh,
Ooh.
Just you
I like
gotta
this.
have a
Ooh,
real
I like
twist.
this.
Some swanging.
Yeah. So anyway, yes, but with a twist.
All right.
All right.
I have one more question before we take a brief break and go back to
What
watch
about
the rest.
Is it
the
about the
real
host?
hosts?
Oh yeah,
We'll get back to that.
Okay.
we
We'll get-
gotta talk about
we
those.
gotta watch the rest of the show, then we'll get back to the minutia. Who do you think is going to be? Who do you think is going to cheat? Just give me your short list on cheaters.
Oh geez,
Javen. He's done it already.
Javen,
Nicole,
well,
Katie.
Katie.
Yeah.
You gotta pick one.
Nicole, Katie, Casey.
There you go.
I'm not gonna say they're all gonna go like crazy and cheating, but like they're at least gonna be messing around.
Okay.
what do we constitute as cheating?
Right,
Are we
that's-
banging here, or are they just making out? Like, or do the couple think that they're cheating? Like,
Let's say perhaps a higher bar than emotional cheating, but like if you're making out, yeah, that counts as cheating.
Oh, okay.
If
Yeah.
Oh,
you're snuggling in the hot tub.
Everyone in the show is gonna make out with other people. I don't think that make out should be the bar. Like
I think banging should definitely be the bar.
I think that's the bar.
Oh,
Okay.
I don't know. That's tougher. That's a tough bar. Are we gonna have the
Boom boom room.
the talk on this show?
I think everyone should give one person that they think is going to cheat.
the most likely person.
Most
Okay,
likely.
Okay.
maybe what would be easier than most likely is who we think the first is.
Casey.
Javen.
Oh, that's a reasonable guess.
ABC, what do you got for me?
Mark Wahlberg.
Definitely
Do we
not.
think Mark is in the show as well as being the host?
Is he single?
player.
I'm going to go with Carl.
Interesting.
Interesting.
All right.
I don't know. I mean, I think I'm gonna go with Javen.
I'm gonna
Javen.
I'm gonna go with Katie.
Okay.
All right.
I was
There we have it.
tempted to say
I gotta
Katie.
write all this down. Katie,
I was tempted to say
James,
Katie.
what
Katie
did
with
you
a
say?
K.
I'm going Casey.
Casey. It's just-
There's a lot of KAs in this show. Carl, Katie, and
Every
Casey.
time you think
Oh, yeah.
a name
Harrison,
might
what was yours
be
again?
spelled with a C, it's
Javen
not.
or Javen. I'm not sure. It's one of those two.
And then Max, what was yours?
Javen, Yaven.
All right. I encourage our audience also play along.
Yeah.
So at 10 minutes, pause it, come back to us. All right. We'll
Peace.
be back in a minute.
And now a word from our sponsor.
And we're back, guys. We've watched the whole episode now.
Whew.
Oh yeah.
I am. Everyone in this room is so excited, and I'm so bored.
I can't believe it, Chris.
No, Chris, I understand, but I also think there's a lot of potential here.
All right.
Chris, were you really bored?
I really don't care.
Oh man.
Wow.
All right, let's pull it back.
Okay.
So the episode, what happened? Okay, they introed the couples. We talked about that. Then after this intro, they kind of went. They had some sort of interview session, and then they introduced the singles, the single men and single women,
In the weirdest
that
way
were gonna
possible.
Try and date the couple, like the people in the couples. It's very whatever, and they give like their name and something about them.
They come out from behind a waterfall.
Yeah, we'll get
That's
in-
important.
We'll get
Oh, is
in-
that minutia?
Minutia.
Sorry.
I don't know if it's minutia.
It's minutia. We know
It can't be
It's pretty
minutia. It cannot
pivotal.
be minutia. Yeah, they come out.
Kind of changed
on this-
everything.
So after they're introed, they go back to their rooms right by themselves. They split the couples up into
Two houses.
two houses, men and women houses, and then the next day they get together, and then they separate again, and they get drinks with all the single men and the women in the relationship, and vice versa. And then they get back together for a dinner.
And then who comes
No,
swinging
before,
in?
no,
before
no.
dinner is the necklace ceremony.
Oh,
The blocking.
There's a necklace
some sort of
ceremony.
necklace ceremony.
We'll come back.
We'll get
to
into that. Then they have dinner after that, and then they separate entirely for the
forever.
rest of the show.
They will never see each other again.
on the show.
No.
That's
also
not what
he
he
said-
said.
That
He
is
said
what he
no, he
said. He
said
said it's
maybe
possible
forever.
you'll never see. Right. It's possible.
It's possible you'll never see each other again.
All right.
Like some of these people live together, and so like
All right,
they're just
all right, all right,
It all-
all right.
it- it-
The
Let's
final
get into it.
episode of the show, they'll see each other.
Right.
Yeah.
At the end. So then there's a next on this season of.
Then there's the
like a
season.
montage of like 5 minutes of whatever the shit season's gonna be,
A lot of crying.
and then it comes back to like, okay, at the end, the last episode's gonna be, are you gonna stay together or not?
There's
Yeah.
also a spooky shot of perhaps an engagement ring opening.
All right,
Which
that's
makes no
definitely
sense.
minutia. Definitely minutia.
All right.
All right, I think the biggest minutia we really need to talk about right now
It's not minutia.
is our boy Marky
The host.
Wahlberg, Marky Mark, that is not Mark Wahlberg, and looks exactly like Chris Harrison.
No, he looks like Chris Harrison got stung by a bee.
It is
Yes.
insanely distracting.
Mark L. Wahlberg. It's like they had a contest to see who looked the most like Chris Harrison.
Whoa, not just who looked and sounded the
It's-
most like Chris Harrison.
It is like, unless you are constantly reminding yourself that it is Mark L. Wahlberg who is hosting this show, you just slip into thinking that it's Chris Harrison.
I feel like his eyes are different, so it's like I'm looking like that. Oh wait, his eyes look really creepy. It's
Chris,
not
can you
him.
like click on his bio? I just want to read
Yeah,
it while
let's
we're
learn about
All
it.
right.
This guy really, while you're pulling, like, he really sounds like him too.
No,
Like,
right?
his
Like it's not just
delivery-
like he looks like him.
Oh,
like,
he was on Antiques Roadshow. PBS's highest rated primetime original program.
Oh my god,
Wow.
he was the announcer for Shop Till You Drop.
Wow.
Damn.
Hell of a resume
Wait,
here.
was he also on the Mark Wahlberg show?
The Mark what?
What's this about?
All right, guys.
Wow.
This is
There we
off
go.
the
Wait,
rails.
scroll down.
All right, we're an
Wahlberg, scroll down. He's
No,
not
we're-
just a game show host. He won what? What did he win?
You need to scroll that
He
The
won the
weakest
weakest link.
as a celebrity contestant.
okay.
Okay.
All right, guys.
All right.
We're done with the internet corner right now. Okay.
We gotta get out of the corner. It's a dark place.
The Mark Wahlberg
Imagine
corner.
like, you're at some casting call and you have I need somebody who looks like Chris Harrison. And this guy comes up and he just kills it. And you say, "You're hired. What's your name?" And he says, "Mark Wahlberg." Imagine.
You're like, oh.
It can't be believed.
So is this guy older or younger than we determined than the real Mark?
He
Wahlberg?
he is exactly the same age as as Chris
He
Harrison.
is Mark Wahlberg.
Oh man,
All right, guys. All right.
I can't believe it.
It is
Yeah.
distracting to
It
the
is
show.
very distracting.
It's
All right. So, immediately after we guessed everyone, there was a lot more info dump on all these couples.
it
And
immediately
a lot
went
of
to
people in this
pieces.
room were like very
Oh.
second guessing their guesses, and that's great.
Some of these
'Cause I
relationships
went-
just immediately fell apart. like
Dude, so we gotta jump into Javin and Sherry, right? Like the couple that just immediately started bickering and fighting constantly. Like, when did it
Definitely.
first? Was it first start when they introed the other people?
oh yeah.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
when
so-
it was when the women. Yeah, so
Go-
okay, we got to talk about the waterfall
yeah.
for just a second.
No, we can. I just didn't. I wanted to tee up that minutia. If people
Yeah.
wanted to talk about that, we can move right past it. I don't really care.
Well, this is definitely related to the Shari drama. Is so Mark Wahlberg has perched all of the couples on these high chairs out sort of like a plank in the middle of a swimming pool. Not a plank,
This is-
a dock.
Yeah,
but-
it's like they built a pier in the
boardwalk.
middle of a pool.
Yes.
which is the
Yeah.
weirdest thing I've ever seen.
so that's weird. And so they're on this like pier and they're facing towards the house and Mark's like, I got something for you guys. BRB. He disappears and then a waterfall appears. Like right over, sort of like it's the water is coming off the house. Which sort of obscures, but not really, the fact that all these people appear behind the waterfall. And when they're all in position, the water stops and they're revealed as being the beautiful singles. An incredible reveal.
So with the
An interesting
reveal,
approach to reveal. I'll give you that.
with the reveal, something becomes very obvious, which is like, how to put this? All of the guys are gross and all the girls are not gross. All the singles, like just
What?
like the
Man, harsh.
Wow,
Harsh.
what?
That's
is this
my
your
take.
opinion or is this your read on the couples?
That was Carl's opinion, I think. Or no, was it Javen or Carl who said
maybe
that?
this is just me. Like
I
all
think it
the
was-
guys look weird.
It was Javin. It was
Javin,
Javin.
yeah.
Yeah, because that was one of the moments where Shari starts going after him.
Literally the first thing that Shari says in this moment as these girls are walking out, she just goes, I'm not impressed. And like it wasn't like I guess she was probably talking about the girls. I guess she could have been talking about the guys too, but she just goes, I'm not impressed.
I think it might have been so what they also do after the waterfall reveal is each single comes forward and says like a little intro. They say what their name is and then they say some quip and then they wink and then they walk back in line.
Only
The
some of them
fashion
winked.
show runway.
Yeah,
like,
okay,
walk.
some of them winked.
Yeah.
Some
But
of
a
them
good
did.
amount.
There's like the first like 4 winked and then no one else winked. Like they made it try to seem like everyone's gonna wink and you just forget that they stopped winking.
That they didn't wink. They
It was
winked
just
with
like
their words.
all the people that could wink winked, and they showed them all first.
Everyone else just blinked.
That might be true.
Well, at first I thought they were gonna do that because it was like at an angle where you couldn't see the other eye. So I was like, oh, they're all gonna
Yeah.
pretend like they wink, but then they just stopped, and I was like, I guess that's not what happened.
Man.
It's kind of like models coming out on a catwalk.
Yeah.
And they get to the end of the runway, they
was-
strike a pose, and then they're gone.
A lot of poses. A lot,
Lot
of
of
strutting.
poses.
There was a lot
runway
of
strutting.
confidence like portrayed from every one of these singles.
I mean, like, if you're in this position, if you're one of these singles and your objective is basically to break up these people's relationship, like, you got to have a lot of confidence, self-confidence going into that, I feel like.
well, I mean, the people on the show are hired you to do that.
That's what I mean. Like, that's like the type of person that they pick. Because, like,
Yeah.
like somebody who's not like a little bit aggressive like that's going to have a tough time breaking through this, 8-year-long relationship.
I have
So
an idea about this. Just a quick thought experiment that could be real.
Hit it.
I sort of imagine that like the aggressiveness of some of the women and just sort of the confidence, like it's pretty intense. Do you think that the producers have offered some kind of like prize to the singles for whoever draws first blood, if you will?
Ooh,
I
that's
feel
a-
like there could be some sort of commission or some kind
I
of
like it.
bonus
Some, like
on
a
the table.
bounty system.
Because like
Yeah.
these singles are aggressive. Like
They
in
are.
a way that kind of doesn't make sense because their pool is like these 4 people.
Yeah.
Who, like that we don't really know anything about. They're like
They're
Yeah.
they're like hungry in an insane way.
it's
like,
wild. I think there's money on the table for them if they draw first blood.
I
think
think that's
there-
a very good.
there might be.
conspiracy.
well,
What about
but
what
it
if
doesn't
they
even
just-
need to be first blood. It can be every time you hook up, we'll give you
Yeah,
some.
that's totally.
it could be.
But I
However,
imagine they want like a first like
Sure.
I bet the producers want like a first hookup real fast.
Sure.
I'm sort of with you on this bounty system. I'd like to believe that that's a thing. However, I feel like if you're the single on the show, like your goal is to get as much airtime as possible. Like your goal is really you just want to be on TV.
True.
Or like that could be one of your goals. So I feel like if you strike a connection,
Yeah.
you're going to be in this season pretty long, get some good airtime. I don't know if they're going to kick people off at some point.
Yeah, that was I was going to bring this up after yours. Like, I don't know what the format of the show is. It does not look good, but like, I feel like you might be kicking people off the show, and that might be how close you are to these men or women.
Maybe.
well, and
Although,
like,
so
yeah,
well,
it seems
related
like
to
what's-
that, we have to mention the necklaces briefly because
Well,
I
yeah,
think
we'll
that
get to
sort
the
of
necklaces.
informs what we know about the format. Because in the necklace conversation, it sort of implies that these people are going to be there the whole time.
It does. It seems like what's going to happen is that there are going to be date opportunities, much like the Bachelor kind of franchise does, and there's going to be chances for either the couples or the single people somehow are going to get going on dates.
Right.
Who knows like what the format of the dates and all that? Like episode 2 we'll probably get into that. But it seems like if you're a single person, your goal is to be getting on these dates, getting more airtime, being on this TV, and make a run at breaking up this couple. Your motivations for breaking up the couple are certainly questionable.
This-
but-
Unknown.
This
Definitely.
is definitely okay. This is definitely one of the reasons why I don't like this show, is because what is the motivation for anyone on this show?
Being
Like,
on
I
TV.
just don't get it.
Well, I think it's like sort of this like crazy fantasy that The Bachelor has also sold people. That's like because they've sold people on this idea that this is the way to find love, and I feel like similarly this show, Mark
I mean,
Wahlberg
this is
has
definitely
sold
a
these
very
people
Bachelor-esque show where they're
a lot.
like, oh, these 4 people, you could love any of them. Just come and you find love. Like,
Yeah,
but like, why can't you just take the men and the women together and find love between
well,
the two
no,
of
because
them?
it's because I think Mark has sold the couples on the idea that like you're at this crossroads and like the only way to like make sure like you can move forward with your relationship is put it to the test. Like
I'm not even talking about the couples. I'm talking about the singles in this.
Oh, what their
Like-
motivation
like,
is?
Sure. Because I think Adam
They're
is hitting the
like-
nail on the
Yeah.
head with the motivation for the couples being on the show.
Yeah, the couples
It's the
I-
love test and blah blah
The
blah.
couples I
all that.
get.
Yeah.
I get the couples.
Singles get to go hang out in Maui for a bit.
But their quote unquote motivations they bring up on the show are like, oh, we can find love. I can go bang this guy. But like, you can only bang these people in a relationship that you have to like take them away from the relationship essentially. So
Yeah.
some sort of fetish for them to do that, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah.
But
Well, I
like
think you're
it's,
right. I think this is
I
like
think it's
clearly
more
a
like
Instagram feeding ground.
it definitely
Yeah.
like you've got two motivations here. You love breaking up couples, or you want to be an Instagram influencer, and both of those requires you to be on air, as James points out.
Mm-hmm.
And well, I guess one of them doesn't really require you to be on air, but if you're gonna do that,
That's how
you're,
you're
gonna,
do it, yeah.
get on air.
Yeah.
So like, that's why they're gonna come off more aggressive. I think that's just the types of people they chose and the types that people would actually be on this show.
Yeah, I mean, because like it'll be interesting to see if any of the singles are conflicted about being with these people who are in a relationship. Like, oh, like, you know, I'm really into you, but like, you're in this 8-year relationship. I feel bad about breaking you up. Like, or if people are just like there to bust up these
Smush
relationships.
room, let's go.
So there's another aspect of this which Mark at some point tees up, which is that the show he sort of frames it as like, hey, the show and some sort of expertise or whatever you believe around that has basically handpicked these singles for each of the couples.
Yeah.
Do you think
Meaning
Dr.
that they
Pepper
think-
helped?
Yeah, right. Like it's that Dr. Pepper kind of approach where like there's supposedly some chemistry between these people, or they think that they're likely to be a match. And so like from the singles perspective, I think a third option here is that like, hey, they're single looking to find somebody, and like, oh, like we think that you're a good match with one of these people on the show, so we want to bring you on the show.
I think that that's probably just made up.
Oh, I
Like-
agree. I'm just telling you, like
Well-
that was another aspect that was raised. So just to like for
Yeah.
completeness sake,
Totally.
Holy shit!
I don't know if I
Sorry.
believe that one. Max is in the internet corner apparently.
Max
got-
has learned something.
I gotta take it to the internet corner. I'm
Okay.
so
He's
sorry.
breaking in with an update.
Breaking news.
What year did Temptation Island premiere?
2019.
Try again.
It says 2019.
Try again.
Is this
What? No, this is
Are there
premiere month,
seasons
Max.
There's
before
two
this?
different Temptation Islands, Max.
Oh.
Are you sure you're looking at the right Temptation
Well,
Island?
no. This is a reboot of a 2001 show.
Oh, okay.
great
Who is the
news.
host of the 2001 show?
Also, Mark. No, I don't. I have no idea.
Well, find me
I
the
hope-
details in your dark internet corner about the 2001
Yeah,
show.
so when I was looking the show up, it's Temptation Island 2019.
Yeah.
So
Reboot.
I didn't know it was rebooted, but that makes more sense.
Is it an MTV reboot?
No, this is a USA show.
No, I know it was the original one MTV.
It was
I don't-
Fox.
I don't know.
It was Fox. Okay.
Whoa.
I don't know anything about it, dude. I want to bring this up at some point, but it doesn't have to be now. But it's gonna be now because I'm bringing it up. Is that this is the reverse of Married at First Sight? This is like,
Oh, yeah.
we're trying to make this couple work out. You know, we're giving you all these tools. We think it's gonna be good, and then this is like, hey, we're bringing all these people in to break up your marriage.
Yeah.
It's just like
Max's face right now is amazing.
no one wants that.
It was Mark Wahlberg.
No.
Yeah.
The same one or the
Same
real Mark
one.
Wahlberg?
No, it was,
Oh.
it was the real Mark Wahlberg.
Oh
I
man.
can't believe it.
That's
He's
wild.
done this. She's doing the reboot.
I can't
Was
believe
okay.
it.
What year was the first season?
2001.
Was that before or after the first season of The Bachelor?
18 years
Gotta
ago.
be after.
Is this guy pre Chris Harrison? Is Chris Harrison
Holy
a Mark L.
shit.
Wahlberg
Holy
clone?
shit!
Whoa.
No.
Shop Till You Drop has definitely been on TV for a long time.
That's an old show.
That's a great show.
Something we could do on the pod. But like
Not premiere month though.
not premiere month.
Don't worry, listeners. We
Throwback
got that
month.
fresh content.
There's fresh premieres for you. Even though this is a reboot. Does it count? Is this
Ah,
technically
shit.
season 2?
Yeah,
We gotta
no,
put
this
it in the
is fresh.
can.
This
We
is
fucked it
fresh.
up.
Fresh, yeah.
All right.
It can't be a reboot if Mark L. Wahlberg is still hosting.
All right. So let's pull it back. Does
Circling
anyone have
back.
anything to say about when the singles were introduced that we haven't talked about?
Did we talk about what's her face saying something every time she felt threatened?
Right. I think we were teeing up the Sherry stuff, but then we
Yeah.
sort of got
Yeah, that was
sidetracked.
me. My bad.
Yeah.
Let's bring it back to Sherry. I don't know who wants to dive on that one.
You got it.
Man, okay. Essentially, Sherry just seems super insecure about herself and just immediately starts bickering with Javin or Javin. I
I
don't
think
know.
it's Javin.
I think it's Javin.
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 Like
Javin.
a javelin.
And like all the other couples, and this is the part of the show that I don't like, is like I just don't like people fighting. It makes me uncomfortable, and like all this bickering is just very on edge, and all the couples like, yo, they're fighting. You see this? Oh, they're getting at it. And Mark Wahlberg says something. What does he say? He's like, hey, you guys really got into it last night or something. I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Sherry's just real cat. All the single girls are like, yeah, she's a bitch. That girl's crazy.
Which
and
is
stuff.
one of the best parts of the show is
Oh, yeah.
overhearing the single women being like, ooh,
You see her? She got him whipped. It's like,
she got him whipped.
yeah, it's just all these comments. It's immediately very clear that like I think that we immediately regretted our decision saying that they were gonna make it.
Yeah.
So I feel like they are
Yeah.
not gonna make
But
it.
how have they made it 9 years?
I
Their
have no idea.
dynamic is terrifying.
Like
Totally terrifying.
so do you think this is just how their relationship is, or is this like a low point?
No, I think this
No.
is what it is.
They're like this,
So you can't really read too much into that then. Like
right?
I
It's just-
feel like
they might still make it out.
Oh, God.
I got a hot take on this one.
Hit me.
I don't think not many couples are going to survive this relationship, this kind of scenario, no matter what.
Sure.
It's tough.
That's not a hot take. That's lukewarm.
Any of these couples or any couples
I-
in general in the
Most
world?
couples in general.
Ooh.
This is a big test for anyone.
Ooh. Temptation Island.
Yeah,
That's why it's called
breaks
Temptation
you
Island.
down.
you're just in this place where there's 12 people of the opposite sex that are just literally just trying to get on you. Like that's like
Throwing themselves.
get on you, okay? ABC, that's what I've chosen. That's what I'm
Like-
gonna go
I'm
with.
just giving you, I'm
I
building
think-
it
No,
up.
no.
We got to get Chris on Temptation Island just to go party with.
Like that just seems like a really hard thing to get through regardless.
It's it's definitely a daily effort to be fending off all these
For,
girls.
and they said what 26 days or something. That's an insane. Just being away from your significant other for 26 days. That's a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And then to be like other people throwing themselves at you for 26
Just
days.
being in Maui with a bunch of gorgeous people,
Yeah.
doing dates in Maui.
You're just doing
scuba
dates with
diving. and-
non-significant other. Like that's.
You gotta cheat.
I don't know if you have to cheat. It's just gonna be really hard. And
Right.
why would you ever sign up for that?
Yeah.
I
I think-
cannot I
sorry.
cannot believe that anyone would sign themselves up for this show.
Oh, yeah.
The couples. It's
I
just
think the second you sign up, your relationship, it's because you know your relationship's over.
Yeah.
Like you're not signing up if you have a healthy, good relationship.
no, and then you're just out there scouting these
Right.
USA
Like,
TV
if
girls.
here's the thing: if you're gonna break up, you might as well go on the show and get a ball and trip to Maui out of it, and like find all these single people that want to break your relationship up.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There was nothing I could do. It was on Temptation Island. Great excuse.
So
No one makes it out of there.
so Evan and Casey here.
Yeah.
Evan, every time you see Evan, his eyes are so bloodshot and like it's just like
It's like
looks like
sunken in.
sunken in that it like varies by the shot and it's very distracting.
It looks like he hasn't slept in a month.
Yeah.
And
He looks like a husk
he
of a
is
person.
so stressed out.
Yeah.
He keeps on getting excited every time he thinks his girlfriend Casey is going to be gone for the rest of the show. He's like, oh, she's gone? No, this time she's not coming back, right? Whew, okay, good. He's just like I don't really understand what's going on with that one.
Really,
but-
I didn't get that same
Oh,
read on that.
Oh,
one.
I
Definitely.
got that same read.
He
like,
said that
multiple
like when
times.
the first night.
Oh
like,
yeah,
when
I
they
mean, I knew he was trying
separated
to
them.
clarify, but like then when he knew that was like, he's like, okay, then he had like a really good conversation or like whatever, like hug, like this other couple that we were just talking about, Javin and Sheree, like we're just arguing in their final 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh.
And like that was horrible.
I'm
so like
I'm not
I
saying
don't
that
know.
I'm not saying that they were fighting or anything, but he seemed relieved at the fact that he wasn't going to be seeing her again for a while.
I mean, I didn't pick up on the relief thing. Sounds like most of you do. I just I think he was just trying to get like like an assessment of like what the show is and like what's gonna happen. Like I think he's a guy that just likes to be somewhat in like control of like what's going on. And so like that was my read of it. Like I think he was just trying to like figure out the logistics of like what's gonna happen next.
The show made it seem like he was excited that she was going to go. Now, if she was actually like that, or if it was just kind of edited
Sure.
that way,
Sure.
like it totally could be what you said, James, or like, oh, he's not excited, like he's relieved that she's not leaving, or like we'll see her again. Like I don't know, just the way it's edited, made it seem like Evan was excited that Casey was going away.
Oh, and he's also. I believe he's also the guy who, like, we know for sure was brought along for the ride because Casey has brought him here so that he will propose to her.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's the test.
Like he definitely did not want to be here and had no role in signing up for the show.
Do you think that engagement ring is Evan's?
I mean, that's what they made it out to look like.
Right.
There's no way that factors
I think
in.
that's no one's engagement ring.
You think it's
Stock
stock
footage.
footage?
Well, it does sound like of these couples, like nobody else has talked about marriage being like a goal of being on this show, right?
I could see somebody being fucking crazy and being like, "This is how much I know I want to be with you," and then she's gonna
Maybe.
be like, "No, I want to be with that Cuban guy."
What if one of the singles proposes to one of the people in a relationship?
Oh,
That's good.
now
for,
you're talking.
for
Big
a
move.
bounty. Big bounty for
Strong,
that one.
big bounty. Yeah, if you get a proposal out of this thing, wow.
well, as Casey has said, she believes that she's either got to get married to this guy Evan or get married to somebody.
She's
a
like
million men would propose
anyone
to her.
else.
A million.
Right. So she's going to demand that kind of commitment. So if you're going to steal her from Evan, you got to be proposing.
Definitely.
Could be.
All right. So John and Katie.
They're done.
This
The
is where
Texans.
They
we
done.
got to talk about this whole necklace ceremony thing. So, like, our good boy Marky Mark comes out here and gives everyone a necklace, and like each couple has their own color,
Yeah.
They have-
Matching
they have
necklaces.
matching necklaces.
matching necklaces, and then he gives them an opportunity to block somebody from dating their significant other with the same by giving them a necklace of the same color.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's very obtuse.
For the entirety
For
of the
the en-
season.
Yeah.
To
So
be clear.
Until
Yeah.
the final date.
Yeah.
But they can still hang out in the house
Yeah, for the entire month.
all month.
Yeah.
Snuggling in the tub.
It's really an irrelevant thing, and it really starts you off on the wrong foot, I feel
I don't
like.
think it's irrelevant at all. I think it's actually very relevant, which I think the dates are going to be the key to the show. Like, I think
Yeah.
the dates are going to be what, like, you're going to go and do some, like, you know, like, I'm imagining, like, they showed some scuba diving, like, hot air balloons, hikes, like, crazy. Imagine, like, over the top dates.
Yeah.
Where it's just, like, one on one time with these people. And I think that's going to be the turning point for any of these. And so I think the fact that, like, you can block somebody is, like, is pretty significant. It is nuts to me. They used to make this decision on the first thing. It's
And
like,
they've never even talked to the people that they're blocking.
they don't even know
All
that they're
they've
going
done-
on dates.
Yeah.
There's like, who
All
do you
they
want
know
to
is
block?
that crazy waterfall intro.
Right.
Yes, you.
And it's like, who do you want to block forever? It's like,
Forever.
what?
yeah, it's all just based on looks
Yeah.
and like that one intro. Like, because you didn't drink with the other people, like you drank
Right.
with the people that your significant other's trying to block.
They should have had a chance to like get to know their enemy.
Definitely.
So
I mean,
feel
John
like-
was very
I think
clear.
it's good that they didn't because I think what we're going into now is like obviously the main part of the show, and I think part of separating the couples is they don't want them thinking at all about the other person, and I think it'd be bad if they knew that like the women were
Yeah.
trying to steal your guy away. I think they want that to be like
Yeah.
Well, like
Mystery.
it doesn't
total
make,
mystery, so you can focus on the hotties in front of you.
it doesn't make sense for this block mechanic. Like, if you're gonna have this mechanic, like you gotta know. If you gotta have a conversation with these people to see, like, oh, your significant other might be interested in this person, other than just like based on whim or look or whatever.
Well, but at the
this
same
one
time,
was clear.
Yeah, so at the same time, so to circle back, we mentioned how Mark revealed that perhaps some of these people have been like handpicked for the couples. Like from the intro package, we know that like John and Katie are like really into the Southerners. And
Yeah.
like that's like the only information that they could get from that waterfall thing, so they immediately block like the Southern man and the Southern woman.
Right.
Yeah.
They blocked. So Katie blocks the girl from Nashville, who seemed pretty gorgeous, and John was digging.
And
He
was
like,
very
I'm blocking
aggressive.
that. It was like up on like getting them, and then John blocks the Southern dude, who like came out like in his intro pitch was like, yeah, I'm the Southern gentleman. I'm like here to steal your lady or something. Basically, it's like you're blocked.
Yeah.
And then those are the only two that blocked anything. In short.
Yeah, I mean, like, because there were only 2 blocks, it kind of ends up being such a non-factor in the show. It's just a little bit weird. I was also a little bit surprised that both John and Katie decided to block because of all these couples, like, by the time they were separating, like in the show, like they seemed the most comfortable with what was about to happen. It seemed like they were both like, yeah, we're probably going to be hooking up with people. It seemed like they were ready to get in this whole swingers sort of situation. So I was just surprised that they were even bothering with the blocks. Like,
But I think it makes that forbidden fruit a little bit sweeter.
I think it's going to be their downfall. Like, I think this is a bad move by John. I think John should be like, look, if you want this like Southern dude and like you think that's what you're into, you should go and try that out and then determine. And
Yeah.
like I feel like the fact that he's blocking is not helping the situation.
Like that's what I'm saying. Like I don't actually know that it's gonna do that much because you still get to hang out with that person for a whole month in that house. Like you don't get to
Yeah.
do some like crazy dates, but like if and like now there's even more interest in wanting to talk to that person. Like
it
it's
makes
just
it more
kind of-
tempting.
Right.
Yeah.
It's good.
That's why I think it's going to
Good.
be their downfall that they blocked. Like I think in the
Oh,
end.
they totally fucked up.
Yeah.
I'm surprised that 3 people didn't cash it in. They're smart.
Well, I think part of the thing was the rules were unclear because like for me at least, I assumed that there would be a chance like in later episodes to make a block, and apparently that's not a thing. This was their only chance. I don't know if you guys understand
find
that
out.
or not,
Yeah.
Oh no, that's definitely the case.
right?
But I feel like
'cause
that's
they're
also
never
what made
gonna
it
see
hard.
those people again
Like, yeah.
until the end.
Yeah, it definitely seems like they don't get to peek in on the other situation at all because it would just be messing with their head too much.
Yeah.
Like,
And I think
they
Chris
should
Harrison-
have like the
oh, yeah.
redemption house. Like, what's going on in the other house?
oh.
Oh,
But then they just be in there watching it all the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Then like everyone would just be crying for the rest of the show and be like,
Yeah.
well, all right,
There's definitely some crying spoilers as we saw on this season.
no doubt.
mostly
A
crying
lot of crying.
and an engagement ring.
And stock footage. There was no people in that shot.
Could have been happy
True.
crying.
I'm still not
Just
convinced it's
fingers.
not stock.
Tears of joy.
So Carl and Nicole. Anyone have anything to talk about with Carl and Nicole?
Not really.
I chose Carl to cheat first, so
Nicole is
How do you
clearly
feel about that
really
now?
into him.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
She really, really likes him. I think she really wants it to work out, but
They're the only one that I said was gonna make it, and I'm feeling okay about that pick. I'm not feeling bad about that one.
Was Carl the one with the red shirt, favorite color red? Who was
Yeah,
getting
yeah,
on with
yeah,
the
yeah.
girl in the red dress?
Yeah.
I think
Although
so. Okay.
I will say that Carl's smile when all the ladies come in for the cocktail hour, his smile is so big. He's just ready to go.
Oh yeah. I think he popped a vein when he smiled so hard when they came out.
who?
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I think I agree. I think Carl is pretty excited to like see the experience. I think as is Nicole. Like, I think like most of them are like generally yeah. Let's just see what like we're on the show to see what's what. Let's do
Sure.
it.
All right.
Yeah.
So I want to bring okay. So you go on this show, right?
Yeah.
So like, you have this magical experience, but without your like significant other. Like you're going to Maui. You're like doing all these crazy dates with people. Like this is like one of the biggest things in your whole freaking life.
Mm-hmm.
Like Max, come on. Like you're going for 30 days. You're doing like 20 dates with random people doing crazy things on a freaking beautiful island.
I would put it in top 15. I wouldn't put it in top 5.
But what if you get that lightning moment?
That's true.
Top one.
What if?
Wait, we didn't. Can we talk about that for 1 second? Because
Yeah,
Well,
always.
I mean, I was just saying like this just seems like a bad thing. Oh, like overall,
just to have in
Just
your
like-
past.
you just have all these memories you want to make with your like significant other, but this is just not make. This is the opposite of that.
Yeah.
You're like you've just had a 30 days where you made these great memories without her or him, and
Chris,
you're just
it's,
like,
it's a trial. You got to pass the trial. You
Yeah.
can make it through this trial of flames and forge
can
yourself
do
into a new
anything.
man.
yeah.
As
Come
every
out to
couple
finding
must.
yourself. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Got to see if you can make
This-
it.
Okay. Let's. We can move on from this. I'm just making a point.
Lightning.
Oh, I'm
bolts
with you.
us.
This is nuts. I was.
Yeah, no, I
this
mean,
is-
I think sort of related to that is like even if you somehow decide in that final episode to stay together, like in the future, like this is gonna
Like
ruin
you're gonna
you.
watch this show and everyone be together after this show. Like
No way.
Oh,
It's like-
There's
that's
no
got-
way.
Oh, how do you?
I
Do
want
you
a
like
month
watch?
later.
Do you watch the show with your other when you get back? You're like, okay, now let's see what really
I
happened.
don't know. I think you're just like, hey, we're never gonna watch this show, right?
Well,
All
but
right.
all your friends and family are gonna
I
watch
guess
this
that's
show.
definitely true.
You kind of gotta know.
you have to watch.
I guess you have
Right.
to watch it.
Everyone you know will be watching the show.
Your employer watches the show.
Oh my god.
Just escape all your friends, become unemployed. That's the only solution.
Change your name to Mark Wahlberg.
Right. they'll never track you
They'll
down.
never find you.
yeah. Oof.
All right, ABC. You had that some sort of.
Oh, I just wanted to bring up, I mean, just feeding into the fantasy of what the show's supposed to do. So I think Mark L. Wahlberg's behavior, like queuing up the dinner that he's going to share with them is pretty wild. And then he like comes down, sits down with them. They're all eating this feast, whatever. And he's like got some stuff to say, and it's incredible. So first he cues up. He's like, you know, you never know what's gonna happen. And and he singles out one of the men. Was it Javin? Maybe.
It was either Javin or Carl.
I think it was Carl.
Yeah, I think it was Carl too. Yeah, he singles out one of the men, and he's like, "What are you gonna do if, like, you know, the lightning strikes? Like, when I saw my wife for the first time, I knew it was over, and I wasn't ready for it to be over, but I knew it. So what are you gonna do when that happens to you?"
Yeah.
And he's like,
And it's a crazy thing to say.
It was like, you just look around. You're like, I don't know.
just like, I'm just here to test my relationship. You're like, all right.
Which is very good. And then he quickly pivots from that to saying, "All right, in
Dinner's
10 minutes,
over.
you guys are never going to see each other again."
Some of you will never see each other again. What?
Who ends dinner like that? Dinner's over.
Dinner's
Oh,
over.
yeah, he does announce
He
dinner's
said
over.
dinner's over, and everyone's wine glasses were like half full. He didn't even. That's just disrespectful.
No, I mean everybody was drinking it while they were saying their goodbyes.
Not that there's a shortage of alcohol in this show, but it's just rude.
Yeah,
Was
there's
rude.
a lot of alcohol in the show.
Anyone got any more minutia they want to go over?
I thought that in order for Mark Wahlberg to do his best Chris Harrison impression, he should have been barefooted on the beach. I was very disturbed he was wearing fucking
Yeah.
shoes on the beach in that first scene. Mark Wahlberg?
I feel like Chris Harrison might be the Mark Wahlberg impersonator.
It could
No,
be.
he is, I think.
This show predates The Bachelor by over a year.
Wow.
Chris Evans is a Mark Wahlberg impersonator.
Chris Evans.
Chris
Chris Harrison.
Chris Harrison.
Also, I was looking at Wikipedia. This seems like season 4, not season 1.
Oh, damn, dude. Did we
Yeah,
mess up premiere
no.
month?
Oh, USA Networks are gonna be banned.
Season premiere.
It's fine.
Season premiere.
It's
month.
fine.
Don't
I'm about
worry
to
about
ban, putting them in the penalty box. Liars. But yeah, shoes. Shoes should not be allowed on the beach. I'm looking around. If anyone ever wears shoes on the beach,
Pretty
you will
gross.
be in trouble.
Don't do it.
I just
Don't
don't
do
wear
it.
shoes, so
That's a good call.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, did we talk about the name of the boat?
Oh, we need to talk about the name of the boat. So this gigantic catamaran, which is like, I don't know, it looks like at least probably a 40 or 50 footer.
Yeah.
And like it is sizable. It's a twin, I can't remember. It's like a, can't remember that word right now.
Pontoon?
No,
But
that's
it's
not the word
not a
I'm looking for at
pontoon.
all. No,
Twin turbine.
Motor.
no, it's the thing you call the bottom of the boat. Can't remember. Anyways,
Hull.
moving on.
Hull.
Yeah, it's like a twin hull catamaran, and it is huge, and it is named Trilogy, Roman numeral 3. Trilogy 3.
Or Trinity? It
I thought it was Trilogy.
Trilogy 3.
Trilogy.
Trilogy 3. Because I'm like, wait, but they're both 3s. Like, why do you have?
This
Why,
was
it's redundant.
By the way, this was during the intro of the couples that we like in the first 10 minutes of the show.
Yeah. It's the first shot.
They just show this boat so many times, and the name is so big on the boat that
So
it,
big.
it appears as like a title for the shot.
Are there any
Crazy.
like series that have 3 trilogies besides Star Wars?
Ooh.
I don't know
I
of
think
any.
the challenge, but it's got a
Oh.
lot.
Yeah.
It's got like 10 trilogies.
That's a very good segue.
James Bond, maybe with the actors, different actors. I don't know.
But they're not,
They're not
trilogies.
trilogies.
Some of them might be.
I don't think so. Like if you're talking about movies,
Anything.
Lord of the Rings has 2.
Yeah.
All right, ABC. I know what it's gonna be, but I need your rating.
I mean, it's definitely top third.
No surprise.
I know we differ on this, but
Are-
definitely tops. It's good.
Are
It's
you
very
and the
good.
show going to be together by the end of the season?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. I will give the show the final rose.
All right, I was thinking middle third, but it's bottom third.
Oh.
I don't get it. I don't understand the motivations. I don't understand the premise. I don't understand what the show is, and I don't really care. So bottom third, I'm gonna wipe this one away.
All right.
So here's the thing, like the show is somewhat interesting of that the fact of I could potentially maybe see watching episode 2 just to see like what the format of the like meat of the show is and like how the dating structure is going to work and some of that. But and I will say the production is good. It's pretty reasonable. There's not too much of the normal bullshit things that a lot of these reality TV shows do. It's all in all like pretty reasonable, very watchable. But like as much as I want to throw it down, I'm gonna go right in the middle. But I think I'm just gonna go right in the middle of the middle. But I don't think, counter to what I normally say, that I'll be watching much more of it. Like I feel like it's gonna be hard to like
It's gonna
get hooked
you.
on this because like I'm kind of with Chris of like I don't really care about any of these people and the motivations seem very questionable, and so like I think that's the main thing that keeps it for me to be like I don't know if I really want to go on my way to watch it. But with that said, like I could see like if episode 2 is really interesting, the dates are fun, like whatever, I could see like having potential. I'm just going right in the middle.
Wow. Yeah, I mean this is going to be a top third show, I think.
He's in.
Yeah, it's just I mean the motivations are definitely questionable. But I guess I just haven't really seen like a dating show that has this kind of insane dynamic. Like it's just it just turned this whole Bachelor concept on its head, and it is like the antithesis of The Bachelor, and that like instead of trying to like make this perfect couple, they're just trying to break up 4 couples, and it's just like an insane show. So yeah, it's interesting. Mark L. Wahlberg is an incredible host. Top third.
Top third, bottom of the top has room to grow. I like that it does away with the worst part of The Bachelor, which is where they even pretend that it's about true love. They know this is about being trashy, and I love that. Yeah,
I think I agree with you on that. Like that's
That's
kind of what keeps it out of the bottom and it keeps it up in the middle for me. Cause like that's the trouble I have with Bachelor. Like it just feels like I can't watch it because like I know.
Are you here
like,
for the
it's so
right
nuts.
reasons?
It's
No,
like-
I'm here to. They're here to bang.
Right. Like I do like that. At least that part of it seems more genuine. It's like okay, we're all here to like see what's what.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like
Well,
The motivations
the
make no
couples
sense.
are here to not do that though.
That's what's
Bullshit.
good. It's that beautiful tension.
yeah.
Right.
I love it. It's like
Right.
the most beautiful, beautiful car crash.
This show totally feeds on that fantasy idea. Like you know, if you're ever like thinking like I don't know, like it feeds off of that like whole thing that like anybody could see themselves in that situation. Like if you're unsure about like where you are. And so like I think the show will be very successful. Like I could see a lot of people getting into it just because like it makes you question like a lot of like very common types of things, very common problems. You see these couple bickering, it's very relatable and like it makes me uncomfortable. I don't want to watch it for that. But like it's like you know there's a lot of aspects of this I can see it's very relatable.
Would you and your significant other prefer to be on this show or X on the Beach?
Oh, geez.
X on the
well, if
Beach
you're
is
on X on
fucking
the
wild.
beach, you're exes.
You're broken up.
Right.
Well,
You can't go there as a couple.
I thought people. Oh, you're right.
It's
okay,
your
never
ex.
mind.
You're
Never mind.
already
You're,
done.
never mind.
You're done.
Right.
Never mind.
You
My
think it's
understanding
Bachelor
of
in
X on the
Paradise,
Beach
but
is
then
screwed
your
up.
ex is there, like, yo, guess what? I'm here, and you're like, oh, fuck.
Nah, got me.
Yeah. This one is you
There was
about
no-
to be X. Is the follow up to the show X on the Beach?
Yeah, this
You
this
just roll right into it.
yeah, it's a feeder show for X on the Beach.
Did any of you watch US X on the Beach? I got like 6 episodes in. It was pretty okay.
Didn't we do it on the pod?
We
Yeah.
did on the pod. Yeah.
That
Yeah.
show was brutal, dude.
Yeah,
I mean,
it
like
was rough.
I watched like maybe 2 episodes of that, and like it was rough.
It was tough.
I
Ooh.
enjoyed the bit I watched.
Yeah.
How did you watch more of that than the Joe Schmo show?
We watched the second episode of the Joe Schmo show, and it was all over after that. So definitely, probably, I guess about the same amount of both of those. You know, those middle third shows.
Very different.
I have something I think the show is missing,
Okay.
which is the bartender. There needs to be a bartender role here,
Get him in.
Definitely.
right?
Yep.
You got to have that
Yeah.
sociable bartender. Maybe there's one in each house. I don't know how they do it, but like, you got to have that person that's like mixing, like, kind of acting as the mediator a little bit. I feel like from that BIP format.
I do like the bartender bit.
Well, do you think there's going to be? There could be bartenders. Do you have one in each house?
I don't. Like I said, I don't know how
I
they
feel
do
like
it
there's
with the right way,
not
but whatever.
going to be a lot of lounging in this show. I feel like there's a lot more dates happening.
There's going to be a lot of drinking and a lot of hot tubs if I got anything from the on this season glimpse. A lot of mostly naked people in hot tubs.
Bathing suits.
Yeah.
All the time.
Mostly naked.
Mostly naked.
Mostly naked.
The ladies all had insane outfits in that intro. I don't even think we
They
mentioned
were all
this.
boobing
but
out real hard.
That's a great omen for this show. This show's so good.
She
you
loves
think-
the boobing out.
Do you think you have to buy your own clothes for Temptation Island?
Absolutely.
Of course.
All these shows.
You have
course.
to.
What would you just show up with no clothes? Like like it's not like you have to buy that many clothes. You're going to a beach. You're going to Maui. You can
These-
pack a duffel bag.
We've already seen like 3 looks out of all these people.
I mean, that's
like,
fair.
it's day 2.
But it's all like tropical wear.
Yeah.
Do you have to buy your own clothes when you go on Survivor too?
Yeah, I think you only get like one set of clothes, right? It's just whatever you're wearing.
Isn't
Yeah.
it just what's on your back?
But I
you
feel
get
like
more?
the producers have a say on what you bring in.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's definitely some rules, but
You can't bring like a shirt that turns into a tent.
Well, I
it
think
turns into a knife.
I read somewhere that like you have to go buy this thing, or maybe you might have to go buy this specific item from this specific store.
Oh, really?
In Survivor.
They have like an REI
Like
partnership.
the producers are like, I need you to wear this like dumb hat.
Oh.
So like, cause you're the cowboy dude.
Oh,
you gotta wear
really?
this hat.
Oh no, I hate
Oh,
that.
that really breaks the.
Yeah, because then it's
Illusion.
just overly produced. I don't want to
What do
see
you mean?
people.
All these shows are overly produced.
No, I get it, but like I want these people to be themselves, and like that's why they're on TV.
I mean,
not
there's
because
a-
like the producer's like you're gonna be the cowboy guy, and so you're gonna wear this hat and boots.
Well, it's pretty obvious when they're the only ones with the southern accent that they were the cowboy guy.
Yeah, but like but like that could be that guy, like straight up.
That
but,
is
like,
that guy.
Yeah, but he's not wearing a cowboy hat and boots.
He could be.
No, but I know, but that's what I'm
You
saying.
want
It
him
makes
to
it
have
better.
the soul of a cowboy.
just want him to be
that
himself.
That we slowly learn about
Yeah.
him instead of making it too obvious.
Right.
Yeah, but people won't get it.
It's true.
Oh man.
Got to give the viewer credit.
Oh man. Anyone watch anything they want to bring up?
Started watching Sharp Objects.
How is that?
It's pretty good so far. I started watching True Detective season 3. First episode, very good. But I was like, I want to watch something that's finished. So I started watching this, and it's really good so far.
There you go.
Sort of detective-y, small town murder stuff.
Yeah. The Magicians is coming back, I think, next week. So I watched season 3. Still really good show. Definitely recommend The Magicians on Sci-Fi. I've been meaning to watch True Detective. So
Ooh. Is there a new one?
Yep.
yeah,
just
season
started.
3 just started.
Is there different people?
Mahershala Ali.
I don't know who that is.
Omar.
Oh.
Does he?
I think I can guess at it, but I'm not 100%. I'm like 60% sure now.
Who else?
He's Mahershala.
Yeah.
That's him.
There's like a Game of Thrones things happening here again where I'm like, I have no fucking idea who the hell you guys
Who
are talking
else?
about.
Did you watch what's that Marvel one that he was in? God, what else is he in? He's in all sorts of stuff.
Okay.
All
This
right,
is
we're
going
moving on.
swimmingly.
Does anyone else have anything?
I am caught up now on Floribama Shore. I'm very excited about that. We don't have to go into the
Oh.
weeds, but it's been this season. Season 2 has been great. Like it is so much better than season 1 that like I can't believe it.
I don't know. Is this like season 3 or season?
I don't know. Who knows?
This
It's on like
second-
episode 30. There's been 3 breaks in the middle of the season for some reason for like months on end.
This,
No
like,
idea.
This after this break has been pretty good.
Yeah.
Like Kodai's parents came up.
The Buttses are amazing.
That's great.
The Buttses just roll into the house and are like, all right, where's the beers at? And they're like going at it. Their favorite beer is Natty Light. That's great. Yeah, I don't know. It's going great.
You forgot-
They at some point they usually will taxi to places in like a girl's car and a guy's car.
Yeah.
And so they're like, okay, let's do that. And so like the mom goes with the girls, dad goes with the guys. And the girl's car just moons the guy's car, and they're trying to get the mom to moon the other one.
Oh, man.
And then Courtney just flashes them and takes her top off, and like, what is happening? It's
That
great.
show is nuts.
Oh, it's really been entertaining, I would say. And then outside of that, not a TV show, but a documentary that I watched on Hulu, which I found pretty interesting, was about something Fire
Festival?
which has been really fun to watch from the news perspective. So Fire Fraud on Hulu original. Apparently, there's another one on Netflix.
Yeah. So
it's not out yet.
That is done by the Fuck Jerry people, and so there's different perspectives. So this one is not done by them.
Hulu dropped this out of nowhere just to
Yeah.
fuck with Netflix, which is very funny.
It's great. Oh, so I was reading some reviews, and like obviously it's debatable and whatever, but like a lot of reviews say that like the Hulu one is a little bit better. So that's the one I watched. It was a pretty good watch. I learned a bunch. They actually interview the guy that set the whole thing up, Billy McFarland, I think his name was.
Yeah.
And they have like a whole video interview with him, which I can't believe he agreed to do, because they paint him to be not a great light, obviously. And it was really interesting just hearing about the whole Ja Rule thing and like all the different research and stuff going on. I don't know. I found it pretty good. It was pretty informative. I'd like to believe it was pretty factual, but I didn't do all my homework, so who knows?
Like, at what level was Ja Rule involved with this operation?
So, like, at a glance, I don't want to get super deep in it, but, like, effectively, Ja Rule was involved pretty early on. And the whole thing, so, like, one thing is they kind of go into Billy's history. And essentially, this guy is just a lifetime con man. Like, his whole life, he's running
wow.
con after con after con. Even so much so that he runs another con to pay for this whole con around this after he gets out of jail, like the first time or something. It's just constantly. And so anyways, at some point he gets hooked up with Ja Rule, and they start trying to do it. And basically Ja Rule, they give him a title, but he's not really like involved with ops or anything. But he's like there from the headline, like, hey, it's Ja Rule's back in this thing. And that just plays into the whole con. There was a whole angle of this too, which is really that, like, how they explain, like, Billy was really just going after millennials specifically and targeting all these social influencers, and how they basically weaponize social influence as the way that they did all of this. And yeah, it's wild. I mean, ended up going to, long story super short, ended up going to jail for like all kinds of fraud and stuff. Because he just started forging all these documents and things. But it's really,
Man.
it was pretty good. It's pretty good.
Cool.
It was
Definitely
interesting
gonna
to hear
watch
about.
that.
Yeah, I really want to see that.
Yeah, like, because I couldn't believe the whole fire
You gotta
thing
watch
and everything.
both.
It was-
You
yeah.
gotta let us know which one to watch, James.
Well, so it's interesting because at the end of the Hulu one, they start talking about the Netflix one. They're
Oh,
like,
really?
so the Netflix one is also there, but the Fuck Jerry people, which is the marketing agency that did all of the like design marketing and stuff for it, they are basically the ones that did the documentary on Netflix. So like Hulu kind of implies like, hey, they're going to be a little biased and not kind of show you some of that
And-
side of it.
Interesting.
And the Hulu one's not biased at all.
Oh, like I'm sure it is. Like I don't know.
I know.
It doesn't tee itself up to be, but obviously they're the ones making it, so who knows? Like I said, I didn't do all of my homework, but it was a good watch.
Way to go. Not doing your homework.
You
Just like usual. Usual James. Not doing his
Classic James.
Hey, this was a documentary. That's a little bit of homework.
Classic. All right, guys. Well,
One more piece of information. A big show's coming back.
Oh, what do we got?
New season of the challenge.
Oh yeah,
Oh man,
Yes.
is that next week?
I think so.
No, it's so soon.
it's a week and a half. It's 2 weeks.
Oh.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
We're just missing premiere month.
so
I
excited.
can't wait till you guys learn about the cast.
Is it another trilogy?
I'm not telling you guys anything.
We don't know the
Okay.
trilogy, but they put out a trailer on Twitter. That's about
Also, a big thing for this pod, because we podcast on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
The challenge is moving to Wednesdays.
We'll figure
True.
it out.
Not
So
not
The
sure.
end of the pod.
Not sure what that's gonna
Yeah.
mean for the challenge update, but we'll see.
Or we just have a big Wednesday.
as Mark Wahlberg said, this might be goodbye forever.
Right.
I mean, if folks wants to turn to a challenge podcast for the length of the season, I'm not opposed to that. So-
I am definitely out. I think I might be out for this season of the challenge.
damn, son.
I don't know. Survivor just might have killed the challenge for me.
Hey, we'll give the people what they want. If they want to hear us ramble on about the challenge, we'll do a spin-off pod and we'll do it.
Spin-off pod.
Let us know.
Who put the challenge on. All right. Well, you can find us on Twitter at Who Put This On. You can find us on Facebook.com/Who Put This On. You can email us questions and suggestions at whoputthison@gmail.com. And we'll see you guys next time.